All right, we're going to pause for a minute and talk about what movement is. So, like, and how we simulate movement. So we have this white block on the screen where we used to show like the x and the y coordinates in Java, and you might see it flicker there a little bit. Well, that's because this thing is running at 50 frames per second. It's being drawn 50 times a second, and it's being because the draw method is being called 50 times per second here inside our main game loop. So this is going over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And so it's being drawn all the time. Well, what if we don't want static quantity for the x position? We want it to change over the course of time. Well, instead of setting it equal to 300 each time this is called 50 times a second, let's just say let's add 1 to the value. Plus equals 1, and then I'm going to save it. And you'll see it start moving across the screen. That's kind of cool. Let's do minus equals and bring it back. So that's what velocity is. It's an incremental change over time, a constant change to the position over time. So each time the game is being played, or I mean the loop is going 50 times a second, the constant value 1 is being added to the x position. Well, what if we wanted the velocity to change over time, or at least to allow for the possibility? We have, I built a couple, or I created a couple other constant, or variables to hold these things. So x velocity. So let's set this equal to 1, and then down in the draw method, let's say plus equals x velocity. And we'll see it move again. Or we should. Oh no, because it's doing the loop. All right, I have to restart the program here. So we'll see the x velocity change now. And if I want to make changes as I can, so I'll just I'm going to run this in debug mode again. Sorry. And now I can make changes to it down here. So let's set the x velocity equal to -1. Bring that thing back. Let's set the y velocity equal to 1. So we're going to go down 1 pixel every 50 times a second. So we're going to add the y velocity to the y position. And let's just set these things equal to 1, 1 at first. So we'll bring it back, and then we'll say plus, and plus equals. So instead of just equaling the y velocity, putting it at position 1, 1, now it's going to equal, it's going to add that quantity every time through the loop once I hit save. So here we go, I'm going to hit Command S and save it, and you should see the thing go that way. Well, let's bring it back, because that's not cool. So now you should see it come back maybe down here, yep. So that's what motion is, and now we can reset this, and I'll show you. It's rise over run. So I'll save that, bring it back. Let's change this to moving 2 pixels horizontally per frame, and let's say 5 pixels down. So it should shoot down in an angle kind of like, well, something like this. Once I hit Command S. So here we go, Command S. Oh, equals x and y velocity. Sorry, I have to change this to plus equals, and then save it, and you'll see it shoot down. Great. So I'll delete this and bring it back. So that is velocity. Velocity is a constant change to the position over time.